other than cover up the Epstein files, embezzle.
That's another thing. All of this could be a ploy to, get everybody mind off the Epstein files. And I mean, honestly,
World War E. World War Epstein. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Brouu, and we back with another one. Now, whoever been hiding under a rock and haven't been noticing, we're under fucking World War E. World War Epstein. So we're gonna be watching this video from Antonio Talks, Rich Man's War, Poor Man's Blood. What a great title. Let's get into the video. Make sure y'all like, comment what y'all think below, and subscribe for more.
So the concept of war is just mind-blowing to me. Essentially what it is, you have rich men, specifically white, but they have these disagreements with each other. And instead of them, I guess, handling it man to man, they be like, fuck that. I'm gonna send my poor people out there and you send yours. And we'll see who killed the most. Like, it's just so crazy to think about. Now, a few days ago, man, I woke up to some crazy news. I heard that Trump bombed Iran. Everyone was online making jokes talking about, oh, we finna go to war, finna do this, finna do that. And realistically, man, America isn't going to feel any downsides to this. One thing I can say, man, is that in America, bro, we do have a privilege. America is like the biggest bully in the world. Folks is not going to try this country. Now, there are all types of theories of why Trump bombed Iran, but one that I keep hearing the most is that it has something to do with Israel.
This war with Iran is not America's war. It is Israel's war that America is fighting on behalf of Israel using your tax dollars. You see, Iran is a threat to Israel's existence, and Israel will never stop until Iran is completely neutralized and they have full control over not just Iran, but of...
That shit'll never happen. It'll be a World War III nuclear fucking war before Israel can stop Iran. Fuck out of here, bro.
The entire region, mainly because Iran is one of the largest sovereign nations in the region. They have no U.S. military bases, there is no U.S. embassy, and there is no U.S. puppet running the country like there is in the region. And most importantly, Iran supports and funds all of the groups that are fighting Western imperialism in the region. Very important to know that the Palestinian resistance would have never made it this far without the support of Iran. And you shouldn't take my word for it. You should listen to Palestinian martyrs like Nazar Banat, and you should watch this video on YouTube. Netanyahu knows that there is a small window to take out Iran right now, which is why they have tried to convince and pressure the U.S. to join them in this attack. Mainly
that pussy Netanyahu in Berlin, how ironic. About almost 100 years before this date, somebody else was hiding in Berlin under a bunker. I hope he has that same fate.
Because in the last 2 to 3 years, Israel has killed the top leaders and officials and generals in the Palestinian and Lebanese resistance, and also some of the top leaders and generals in the Iranian military. Today, Iran's Ayatollah Khomeini was killed in an Israeli strike. So what does this mean? It means there is going to be an all-out regional war, which is why so many people have been ringing the alarm, trying to prevent this very moment. But here we are. Iran is not going to go down without a fight, and neither are any of the groups.
And that's the thing, bro. People are going to die for something that could be avoided. And these people could care less because it's not them.
Support and fund in the region that fights Western imperialism. Everyone is going to fight like their life depends on it, because this is the moment, okay? And so the U.S. and Israel are not only going to attack Iran, but they're going to open up the prison gates to allow ISIS and Al-Qaeda fighters to take over the region and cause absolute havoc. And the U.S. is going to use this to make the case as to why they not only need your tax dollars to fund this war, it's why they're going to need your children to fight this war.
And this, I want to say this again. These people have a problem with free school lunch, free breakfast, but have no problem with our dollars going to shit like this. These people will fight you hard down. No, my tax dollars is not going to feed these kids. But it can go blow up some innocent people, though. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's crazy.
As the mainstream media continues to focus their reporting in Iran on the killing of the Ayatollah, a murderer himself, let it not be lost that the United States and Israel earlier in the day, during school hours, struck a school for Iranian girls. The current death total is up to 115 people, almost all of them children, some of them the teachers. The United States and...
Sorry to interrupt again, but I mean, America could care less about kids. We see school shootings every day and still nothing is done. So I mean, shit. And also I'm gonna show y'all some other instances of just how evil these folks is. But that's not surprising to me. It's extremely sad, bro. I'm a father, so it's like, damn, bro, come on.
I mean, shit, if you take the United States of America and Israel, who killed more babies and children than them two? Maybe Russia, and that's maybe. But we know who the king baby killers are: Israel and the United States.
Oh man, like, I don't see. Like, it's just finished.
Israel have two of the greatest militaries in the entire world. Our ability to act with precision is unmatched, as evidenced by operations in Venezuela and now in Iran. Knowing that the United States and Israel have these unmatched precision operations, why would they bomb a school for girls? Why would they bomb a school for girls in the south of Iran? Did one of the Ayatollah's daughters go there? No. If she did, does it matter? Should children suffer for the crimes of their parents or grandparents? No. You bomb a girls' school when you're trying to kill the bloodline of a nation. You bomb a girls' school to horrify that nation, to terrorize parents, and to cut off the future of that nation.
Now, there are a lot of details surrounding this war in Iran right now, but one thing I want to talk about specifically was how these leaders, these rich white men, could care less about their own people. I believe 3 American citizens have died as a result of this war. And I want y'all to listen to what Donald Trump had to say. And you could just hear the lack of empathy.
If y'all niggas think only 3 Americans died, you a motherfucking fool. That's what they trying to say to us, but more than 3 Americans died. Maybe 3 people in the military died, but there was more casualties than 3.
In his voice, bruh.
Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends,
there will likely be more. But I bet you if Donald Trump, if any of his sons were in this war, he would try to come to a truce immediately because he wouldn't want any of his blood to die. But since it's everybody else, since it's the
Hey, bro, I really truly believe Donald Trump wouldn't give a fuck if it was his sons, long as it wasn't him. This is the most selfish motherfucker in the United States of America. Donald Trump don't give a fuck about nobody but Donald Trump. Even they'd even go to his kids, bro.
peasants, he could care less. There are going to be more, just not none of mine though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go fight this war. I'm gonna reap the benefits. Man, I'm telling you, boy. I'll serve crack before I serve this country, my nigga.
likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case.
Now, this whole situation has upset so many people that one of the biggest, people on the right at one point in time, Nick Fuentes, a white supremacist, he came out and he had this to say.
The movement is something else now. And what we need in 2028, this is our last chance. We need in 2026 for this administration to be shut the fuck down. What does this administration do other than cover up the Epstein files, embezzle?
That's another thing. All of this could be a ploy to, get everybody's mind off the Epstein files. And I mean, honestly,
World War E. World War Epstein.
he didn't even have to do this because nothing was going to happen regardless. A bunch of rich ass white men who ain't nobody gonna prosecute them. They gonna prosecute themselves.
Money through government contracts and bring us to war for Israel. This administration needs to be shut down immediately. Do not vote in the midterms. And if you do, vote for Democrats. Fuck this.
Damn.
That is what the Republicans deliver. That is what our golden age looks.
I mean, to be honest, voting for a Democrat, most Democrats is like voting for the right. So shit, that's really not gonna change much of shit. Now, if he was to say, go vote for leftists, go vote for social democrats, then he trying to change shit. That nigga ain't trying to change a motherfucking thing.
Looks like the tariffs were refunded. The deportations were stopped. They wound down and withdrew the ICE from Minneapolis. What does this administration do other than embezzle money, go to war with Iran, and bury the Epstein files.
Touch on kids,
and
yep.
blackmail Harvard so they police anti-Semitism and ban people who criticize Israel from being in America. This administration needs to be shut down immediately. It has forfeited its mandate. They promise no new wars. They promise mass deportations in America first. And we're not.
And I was just finna say this. If you listen to this and blink, damn, Nick Fuente is spitting. Bro, this motherfucker is mad that they didn't deport enough motherfuckers. So he mad at Trump for not being too extreme. Don't be thinking that, oh, he's changing his point of view. No, this motherfucker is the extremist of extreme. Super dangerous.
Not getting any of it. So shut it down. In 2026, shut it down.
A broken clock is right, twice a day. So, hey. Now, for the end of this video, man, y'all know I got to bring my blackness into it, some of my black history. But all of the things that America do is not surprising. If you take a look through history, America has did some heinous ass acts.
Today marks 40 years since the city of Philadelphia dropped a bomb on a home on Osage Avenue in Cobbs Creek, targeting the Black liberation group MOVE. City Council voted last week to declare today a day of remembrance and reflection. The resolution was sponsored by...
This is the type of stuff that radicalized me, y'all. Like, just learning about stuff that happened 40 years ago. This stuff wasn't...
And the thing is, bro, they'll try to say reparations is only from slavery. No, reparations is from you treating our people like shit till this day, man. Till this motherfucking day. Y'all threw fucking bombs on your citizens. Are you fucking kidding me? And they didn't do anything to rectify that, to make that right. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
It wasn't that long ago. These people did everything possible to keep black people down. Sounds cliche, but they literally did. They literally still are. 40 years ago. How many of y'all even knew about this? I'm pretty sure half of y'all didn't. Some of y'all did. Dropped a whole bomb on a black neighborhood.
City Council member Jamie Gauthier, who read the names of the 11 people who died on that day in 1985, 5 of them children. The bombing followed an hours-long standoff. The ensuing fire swept down the entire block, destroying 61 homes. A yearly procession to the bombing site is scheduled for this afternoon.
On a quiet morning on May 13, 1985, Philadelphia police dropped a bomb, airstriking the home of MOVE, a black liberation group, setting off a firestorm. As flames engulfed the building and spread to 61 neighboring homes, police ordered firefighters to let it burn. 11 people, including 5 children, died in the blaze. Among them was 12-year-old Delisha Africa, whose remains would resurface decades later in a University of Pennsylvania museum, forcing a painful reckoning with this act of unchecked brutality. Before we can thoroughly discuss this tragedy, it's important to know what MOVE was and what their politics were. MOVE was a group founded in Philadelphia. MOVE advocated for freedom from oppressive systems and often clashed with city authorities who disapproved of their black liberation politics and their communal lifestyle. The tension between MOVE and the police was not something that was new. In 1978, an earlier confrontation between MOVE and the police ended in violence, and by 1985, officials had labeled MOVE a terrorist organization, and alleged neighborhood complaints.
Don't this sound familiar? What Israel does? See, the thing is with Israel and United States, Israel is a direct reflection of the fucking United States of America. They used their colonization. They saw what America did. They killed indigenous people. And they also label those that fight back against that, the nationalism, the racism, and all that bullshit. They call them terrorist groups.
Of noise and sanitation issues were used as justification for further action, and that action turned deadly. The city issued warrants to arrest certain members and evict the group from their West Philly home. Early on the morning of May 13th, police attempted to serve these warrants. Hundreds of officers surrounded the home, and after hours of a tense standoff that included the police firing thousands of rounds of gunfire, the police made the decision that they would shock the world. They dropped 2 bombs on the home and ended up igniting a massive blaze that firefighters on orders let burn. Inside the house were 7 adults and 6 children, none of whom escaped except for 13-year-old Birdie Africa and 1 adult, Ramona Africa. The fire spread rapidly, consuming entire city blocks and leaving over 250 people homeless. The aftermath was a mix of devastation and disbelief. The city of Philadelphia had essentially bombed itself, an event that prompted a public outcry and an investigation. The report released by a special commission called the decision to bomb an unconscionable act. Yet no officers or city officials were ever criminally charged. Ramona Africa, the only adult survivor, however, would later serve prison time for riot and conspiracy. But those who
They burn your shit, they take your family members, and they put you in fucking prison. How the fuck do you not go crazy after that? How? What the fuck?
authorized and carried out the bombing faced no punishment.
So this is a tweet right here. And it's just extremely heartbreaking. I never even knew this happened. On January 12, 1962, the U.S. military began its 11-year chemical warfare campaign against the people of Vietnam and Laos, dropping 19 million gallons of harmful chemicals on 20% of both countries, poisoning more than 3 million people and causing over 1 million birth defects. And these are them spraying the stuff. Look at the bro. Like the people that do.
Crazy part is, this shit, they still got birth defects from that shit they did in 1962. Children are still being born with birth defects of that shit that they did in 1962. America government is evil as a motherfucker.
This shit that send these hits off, bro. You have no soul, dog. That's it for this video though, man. I hope y'all.
That's the video, y'all. I call this shit World War E, World War Epstein, because shit, Netanyahu evil ass been trying to bomb fucking Iran for 40 fucking years. And you know why it just now happening? Because he got the goods on Donald Trump PDF files. That's really what it is. If Trump was to think about saying no, you know how many leaks of Donald Trump there would be? Think about that. But anyways, that's the video. Make sure y'all like, comment what y'all think below, and subscribe for more. Peace.